Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. The past week has been very interesting with even more decks coming out of the woodwork to fight for top 10 meta spots in the last 7 days. The decks that I want to cover today are a mix of fan favorites, classics, and some newer stuff as well. Primarily focusing on mid-range strategies again, it seems like we've entered a bit of a golden era for mid-range recently. Let's see what these strong decks are, shall we? Welcome to Meta Report. And starting us off, we have the fan favorite Deep. Coming in at the 5th best deck in the past 7 days, it has really done a lot for itself recently, coming up in win rate and play rate. Speaking of which, it has a win rate of 51% flat and a play rate of 3.51%, so yeah, honestly a pretty solid choice. The best matchups for Deep are Swain Nora, Jax Ornn, Echo, and also Veigar Senna Darkness. Now the worst matchups seem to be variations of Samira Fizz, also Leona Asol midrange, and Illaoi Jarvan. So historically, Deep has been really good against super aggro decks, and also really good against super control decks, but falling a bit short against like the Demacia, mid-range, build a board, beat 'em up strategies, and that is consistent even to this day. I have a bit of a history with Deep personally. I've used it to hit Master, I used it to hit top 32 in the very first seasonal tournament, so I am also a big fan of Deep. I know that it is the people's champ. A lot of people enjoy this deck and want to see some more support and buffs for it, so I'm really excited to cover it today. And starting us off, we have Drag Dredgers. So the main mechanic we're going to be doing is called Tossing. This obliterates X amount of non-champion cards from the bottom of the deck, removing them from play. We want to do this because when we've reached 15 cards or less in our deck, we hit Deep, meaning our sea monsters that we're also playing will gain buffs and also some other effects. So Drag Dredgers is a great just 1 mana 2/1, fight for the board early, use it to block against aggressively studded units like 3/2s and other 2/1s, and also toss to get us towards our Deep win con. Next we have Jettison, 1 mana burst speed, toss 4, so getting rid of 4 at burst speed is really good. We can use this as a combat trick if we go into combat and a bunch of our sea monsters are being blocked. We can just use Jettison, hit Deep, and then get some AoE buffs. You can use it to push damage, can use it on defense, all kinds of good stuff. Next we have Sea Scarab, 2 mana 2/3, one of the best units in the deck. When another ally dies, or when Sea Scarab dies, toss 1. So this is super good, especially when you have multiple Sea Scarabs on the board. If you combine this with Maokai, getting the sapling every turn, you can kind of just turbo Deep by letting things die. And we have a new card here, Soul Harvest, 2 mana slow speed spell, kill a follower with 3 or less power, or spend 4 mana to kill a champion with 3 or less power. So it's just a nice little do all card, 2 mana, get rid of an annoying unit, 4 mana, get rid of an annoying champion. That's usually pretty worth. I'm looking right here behind Soul Harvest, I see Gwen. Gwen on summon can be killed by a 4 mana Soul Harvest that trades 1 for 1 in terms of mana and cards, but I think that's definitely worth because you're getting rid of a champion. So yeah, this is honestly just a nice flexible all around card, even though we did recently have Quietus, which kind of does the same thing. But yeah, I really like the flexibility of Soul Harvest, being able to hit the higher tier champions for a much higher price point. Moving right along, we have Dead Bloom Wanderer, 3 mana 3/2 lifesteal unit. When I'm summoned, toss 3. So really nice on summon effect, is also a lifesteal unit, super good into aggro. If you just open like drag into Sea Scarab into Dead Bloom into like a removal card, it's really hard for the opponent to win the game. So this is going to be one of the go-tos when you're fighting aggressive strategies. Jawl Hunters, 3 mana 4/1, Challenger. When I'm summoned, create a random sea monster in hand. So this card gives you a resource immediately on summon, which is super nice, and it can also fight for the board very heavily. It's a 3 mana 4/1 Challenger. As long as it's not intercepted by removal, it can usually trade up into some really good things. Lure of the Depths is a pretty interesting card, 3 mana burst speed, reduce the cost of sea monster allies everywhere by 1, and draw a sea monster. So this is really good for multiple reasons. The cost reduction is super sick because it synergizes with Nautilus, who already has another cost reduction. So it basically makes all of your 5 cost sea monsters 0 as long as you resolve 1 lure. If you resolve 2 lures, it will make your 6 costs also 0 when you have Nautilus on the board. So it can definitely get out of control, especially if you're going into the later stages of the game and you can swarm the board with a bunch of sea monsters that are free that shouldn't be because the Lure of the Depths proc. So that's really nice. It's also a draw a sea monster right away. This can hit your top end ones in case you need it. It can also hit your Sea Scarab in case you need that in the early game. So it's a little bit of a nice flexible draw card that focuses its draw on exactly sea monsters, right? So those could definitely come up depending on when you need them. Moving on to Undergrowth, 3 mana fast speed spell, toss 3 and drain 2. So drain heals you for the damage that it does. That's really nice. So it's basically 1 more mana than Mystic Shot, and it heals you for the amount of damage it does. And it's also tossing 3, so that is super good. Really awesome 2 damage removal that this deck has access to, with also toss energy. Very insane. Maokai, our first champion. Each round, the first time you summon another ally, toss 2 and summon a sapling. The sapling is great because it is a 1 mana 2/1 ephemeral challenger, so you can use this to try to, attack into some really annoying units that have 2 HP. You can use it to cheat some blocks and get some bigger attacks in with your sea monsters later. All kinds of really good stuff. Sapling is very flexible. Again, like I mentioned earlier, if Sea Scarab is on the board and it sees Sapling die, that's another toss 1 on top of the fact that you toss 2 with Maokai. So Sea Scarab plus Maokai equals like a really turbo toss engine that is really fun to play around. Also, if Maokai levels up, by just having things tossed or destroyed over the course of the game, he will obliterate the enemy deck, leaving 4 non-champion cards left. So they will not be able to draw into any champions if they have any in there, and they will deck out after 4 draws, right? If you can make them draw, or if they try to play any draw, it will obviously hurt them even more. So it basically turns control decks off. If they have portal draw, if they have, generated Pokesticks from Gnar, if they have Glimpse in their hand still, they basically become dead cards because anytime they draw, they will be actively losing the game as soon as they deck out. So Maokai is super good. He's good into aggro, and he's also good into control because of his level up effect. And it's one of the primary win cons for winning the game when you are fighting control, so keep that in mind. Mega Tusk, 4 mana 3/4, deep, +3/+3 once your deck has 15 or fewer cards left. Really nice. Once you're deep, you also AoE heal your allies and Nexus 3, so really good against aggro. Salvage, toss 2, draw 2. Really nice, just 4 mana, draw 2, while also tossing 2, so that's a net toss of 4, essentially, because you're drawing 2 and then, tossing 2 as well, so that's really nice. Can help refill your hand a little bit in case you're running low on resources. Abyssal Eye, 5 mana 3/3, elusive. If it's deep, it's also a 6/6 instead of a 3/3, so that's really nice. Nexus Strike, draw 1, that helps a lot, super good. Elusive blocker, elusive attacker, draw. All in all, really good card. Devour, now this is one of the best cards in the deck. 6 mana 4/4, becomes a 7/7 when you're deep. Play, obliterate an enemy with less health than me. Now this can be, interacted with. The opponent can Mystic Shot your Devour, they can prize fight, they can do a bunch of annoying stuff, but if this resolves, it's really good because it's an obliterate. So obliterate bypasses last breath, it also completely removes weapons from play, and it's just honestly a really good effect. If you do get this Devour off on like a key champion or something, then you are super far ahead. 2 Vengeance, of course, single target removal, need that, super good, super premium. Nautilus, our other champion, fearsome and tough. He levels up when you are deep, and he gains a lot of stats. He goes from a 0/12 to a 13/13, probably like one of, if not the craziest stat increases in the game. When I level up, copy toss allies that cost 4+ into your deck. So basically what this means is if you toss your big sea monsters that cost 4 or more over the course of the game, when you level Nautilus, he'll just put them back in your deck for you. So that's really nice. That way you're not really like hurting yourself too much by going deep. You just get all the sea monsters back later when you need them. So it's an absolutely genius mechanic and recycle that Nautilus does, and allows the deck to play how it does. So yeah, that's super cool. While he's leveled, sea monster allies cost 4 less. This is the cost reduction I was mentioning earlier when I was talking about Lure of the Depths. Really good at just swarming the big sea monsters down, getting big stats on the board, getting really good effects off, and then just beating over the opponent's board and winning the game. And to round out the list, we have 1 Shipwreck Hoarder. When I'm summoned, toss 2 and then create 2 treasures in your deck. Treasures are really fun cards to play around. I think Shipwreck Hoarder comes up quite often, so if you do play this, or if you get one from Jaw, then you can toss and get to these treasures. The treasures are, if I'm tossed, draw me instead, deal 5 to all units, really good AoE removal. If I'm tossed, draw me instead, summon 3 Plate Worms, which are these. If you're deep, these are 8/8 fearsome, so that's a bit of a win con. And this one's my personal favorite. It says, create 5 random cards in hand. They cost 0 and are fleeting. If I'm tossed, draw me instead, just like the other one. So yeah, that's really fun. Sometimes you get some random crazy win cons. I've actually gotten Dreadway Ledros before, and that was like the craziest thing I ever got from Treasure Trove. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, it's a really goofy card if it comes up. And that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. I'll be giving context while I'm playing certain cards, and hopefully it gives you a good feel on how to play the deck. And for the example game, we have the ever popular Set Karma, which we should be okay into if we level Maokai, but if we don't, then it's pretty rough because they have Ionia as their region, which means Nautilus gets recalled back to hand. They have deny for our big stuff, and it's kind of annoying overall, but maybe we get there. Let's keep Nautilus, get rid of Megatus, keep some of our early game tossing, super nice. When we're fighting control decks, we can always keep Jettison, because it's like a greedy keep. It's not super good into aggro or, you know, faster strategies, but it is actually good into control, because we can just hold this for a while, use it when we want to. Another important thing to keep in mind is you can check the scroll over here whenever you toss, and that's super important because if you toss both Vengeance or something, then you know you don't have any Vengeance to play with over the course of the game, so super nice to just check over here every time you toss, so you know what to play around. So we're down 1 Jaw, 1 Lure, 1 Sea Scarab. Okay. Hit Professional, sure. I'll just play the Dead Bloom Wander. We keep tossing. Pass, yeah. We're both gonna pass and play defensively. Salvage is really good here. Draw some cards. Soul Harvest mana. Alright. We have the mana for it. We can play it whenever we feel like it. It's fine. I don't think we really need to use it yet. I think we're trying to hit the Clockling with Soul Harvest, right? That's our primary target that they play. Because that's pretty efficient for us. I'd love to kill the Clockling. We're also 6 away from deep. There we go. We'll just trade that. We can put down the Abyssal Eye. So we are deep next turn if we want. We could be deep right now if we had the mana. Alright. Ag out. Just put that back in hand. Sure. 5 mana for 5 mana. That's a pretty okay trade. Not the worst thing in the world. I think we just replay the Abyssal Eye. They have 2 coins. Alright. They can also make coin cost 0 with preparation. That's insane. What a combo. Exbliterator. That is so extra. Rest in peace, my Abyssal Eye. Holy. You are dead, my friends. So yeah, even if I jettison, it's going to go up to a 6/6 and die to the Hexbliterator anyways. A little sad, but that's alright. We can go ahead and Soul Harvest this 3/3 now. And then we have, what, Nautilus next turn? Nautilus plus Jettison. Then we can play our Sea Scarab out. For free. Yeah. Nautilus Jettison puts us deep and a leveled Nautilus. Formula. Wow. They are drawing a lot of cards. Yep, get the Nautilus out here. We don't have to jettison quite yet. We can probably just do it next turn. I don't want to give them any more actions. Alright, so yeah, Maokai's nice. Goodbye. Yeah, I like Maokai here a lot. The Blessed Isles live through me. Yeah. Alright, let's pop off. This is going to be a very big turn for us. This is going to be a very, very big turn. Jettison.
Blood and salt.
Alright. Then we have a free Scarab and a 3 mana Hoarder. Let's play our free Scarab first. That way we still have the ability to play Riptide if we want. We have Undergrowth mana, Soul Harvest mana. Just gives us a little bit more flexibility in the turn. Concussive Palm. That is completely okay. Let's play Shipwreck Hoarder then. And now we're putting up dual threats. I bet they wish they had the Hexbliterator for Maokai, because he's going to level like next turn, if I want him to. And then they'll have no more deck to draw from, meaning their Karma combo basically kills them if they want to play the draw 2. Second Concussive. Wow. Alright, well, we can push a little aggressive on the board. I don't want to put any damage on Maokai, so this just looks correct. We could probably toss into our treasures pretty soon, since we did put those in. Yep. There's a treasure trove. Love that. I will lead next turn with treasure trove then, probably. I feel like it's just going to get denied. But we do have Nautilus's Riptide as well, which is super good in case they play Karma here. So, like, they'd have to be a Karma and deny set.
Never lost yet, and I ain't starting now.
I actually don't mind set that much. Karma is much worse.
Line starts here.
Let's go ahead and treasure trove and get some cards. We're going to turn this game into an RNG fest if they don't have deny. They do have deny. Alright, well then. Sorry to say, but your set is going back into the deck. So, we basically just use the treasure trove as bait here. And then Nautilus's Riptide. Bye-bye. Back to the deck you go. And now they're in a pretty bad spot for our next turn. Jettison. Well, isn't that burst speed Maokai? Almost. I wish. Oh, I wish it was. If I could summon something this turn. Open attack's not quite enough to do it. 17. Pretty easy for them to recall and stuff too. Alright, let's go ahead and do Undergrowth and Jettison. I want to get this Maokai level like as soon as possible. I need this Undergrowth to start Resolution to get the toss off. Also, I was expecting to get... Oh, okay, wait, that's actually fine. I was expecting to get another treasure from that Jettison. Kind of sad I didn't. Were you on, like, infinite Nopifies or something? What's happening here? Is this Nopify Andy? I just want to blow up your deck. You know, I just want to leave it with 4 cards remaining so Karma can't play the game. You know, just, yeah, that's all I want to do. Nothing too devious, I promise. Let's go! It's too devious! Haha! Maokai level was about to happen. And the next deck I have for you, coming in at the 9th spot this week, is Malphite Taliyah. With a win rate of 51.74% and a play rate of 1.7%, it's looking pretty good. Its best matchups are against Vayne Aatrox, Darkness, Puffcaps, and also Galio Udyr. The bad matchups are Fizz Samira, unfortunately, Jin Annie, Misfortune Samira, and another variation Samira, so it looks like it gets run over by aggro burn quite hard. Getting into the list specifically, I'm not a super experienced player when it comes to these mid-range landmark strategies, so please bear with me. I'll be trying to give as much context as I can, but I have never played this deck before, so this is going to be my very first time, you know, getting into it. So we have Ancient Preparations. The reason for this is because we want to summon landmarks and we want to predict. Predict adds consistency to the deck, and we want to summon landmarks to help level our Malphite and also our Taliyah over the course of the game. So play Predict, get to look at a couple things, pick one, put it on top, and we get to summon a Clockling in 2 rounds. Just use it for, you know, attacking or defending, a nice 2/2 body. And we have Chip, everyone's favorite. This is one of the best cards in the game, one of the cutest cards in the game, definitely. 1 mana 1/1, once you've summoned a landmark this game, grant me 2/2. So it's a 1 mana 3/3. All I have to do is summon any landmark and he'll be 3/3 forever. And that's really awesome. That's a really strong unit. Just play him on 1, play a landmark on 2. All of a sudden you have a pretty nice unit. 2, Guiding Touch. Heal an ally or your Nexus 2, draw 1. Really nice for cycle. We do need the draw now that Preservarium is not in the game anymore, so Guiding Touch helps. Also a little bit of a heal versus aggro. Mystic Vortex. Speaking of Preservarium, this is Preservarium's replacement. When I'm summoned or when I count down, plant 3 chimes on random cards in your deck, and also count down to draw 1. So it does help a little bit. We don't want to run this at 3 because it can be a bit bricky, but getting the chimes on specific units would be really nice. Like if we hit Rock Bear Shepherd, or if we hit, you know, our champions, that's obviously super good. But the countdown to draw 1 is super good at just getting through the deck and trying to find the correct top end pieces. Moving right along, we have Rockhopper, 2 mana 3/1. When I'm summoned, summon a Roiling Sands. This says when the opponent summons a unit, give it vulnerable. So this is really nice to set up early. It levels Chip for you, making him a 3/3, so that's really cool. And it also makes it to where the opponent doesn't want to play very specific units because they don't want them to be vulnerable. So that's really nice at just putting like a little stop to the opponent's strategy, make them play a bit differently, maybe a bit uncomfortable. And he's really good at doing all that. Desert Duel, 3 mana slow speed spell. Give an enemy -2 this round. An ally and that enemy strike each other. So it's like single combat for 1 more mana, slow speed, but the enemy is taking a -2 attack debuff. So this is really good once we get our Rock Bear set up, or if we just have champions. We want to use like the strike spell to control the board, get rid of like key targets that the opponent is trying to develop or play around, and we just kind of win out that way. 2 Dragon Roost. Alright, this is a 3 mana countdown 3, summon Involius Vox. That's a pretty cool card, especially if we develop this and then like Rock Bear Shepherd to count it down even faster. This dragon's actually like beyond premium if you can get this on 4 or 5. It has Fury, so when it kills a unit, give it 1/1 permanently. Each round when an ally with Fury kills an enemy for the first time, create a random dragon. So you can kind of just like turn this into an infinite resource card, because you get a dragon that's also going to have Fury, and then that will kill something that will also give you another dragon, like each round. That's really cool. So yeah, it's also landmark synergy for both Taliyah and Malphite. You can copy this with Taliyah and have 2 Involius Vox come down, and then you kind of create like a little bit of a lock on the opponent. I like this a lot. Really nifty card. 2 Quicksand, of course, a really strong combat trick Shurima has access to. Might as well run it. Next we have Rock Bear Shepherd, which is a really broken recent card added to the game. It is the only landmark accelerator that we run, and it's the only one we need. So if you summon something else after Rock Bear Shepherd's already developed and he sees you summon something, he counts down the highest countdown landmark by 1. And that's really, really crazy when you're playing around these strong countdown effects. He basically turns on everything, turns and turns faster than they should, which is obviously really good. Also summons a Rock Bear on his summon, so that's really nice to get an extra resource. Use that 5/5 Grumpy Rock Bear as like desert dual target, good stuff like that. You can just control the board. So it's kind of like a set him up, beat him down playstyle, kind of like Demacia in a way. This feels very Demacia to me. We're just doing it in a very different manner using landmarks and landmark synergy. So yeah, it should be pretty easy to get the hang of, and I do like how it looks. 2 Rad Negation because we're Shurima Deny. I mean, might as well. It's kind of broken. Salt Spire. Countdown 2, summon a Grumpy Rock Bear. If you summon 4 landmarks this game, grant the strongest ally 2/2. That's really nice. We're going to be summoning landmarks a lot, so Salt Spire has natural synergy. It can hit the Rock Bear, or it can hit something that's even bigger, like Involius Vox, or any dragons that have been summoned, so really good there. 2 Star Shaping. Invoke a Celestial card that costs 7 or more, then heal an ally or your Nexus 5. Big heal. Try to help in the aggro matchups that are kind of bad for us. So really good to get a little bit of a top-end win con as well. You know, just overall decent card. Sunburst, single target removal, and a silence if you daybreak with it. Very good for 5 mana. Really, really good card. Next we have our first champion, Taliyah. Summon an exact copy of an allied landmark. So if it's like about to count down and pop off, that's obviously really good. She levels up if you summon 5 landmarks, then she deals 2 damage 3 times to an enemy blocker. If it's dead or gone, deal 2 to the enemy nexus instead. Super strong, really good attack pressure, really good body as well. Stonebreaker. Play. If you summon 4 landmarks this game, deal 4 to an enemy, 2 to the enemy nexus. So a little bit of chip damage to the enemy nexus there. Quick little mystic shot. That's cute. But the deal 4 to an enemy of choice is really nice because this can hit champions. So you can just snipe something that has 4 HP and just completely kill it while being a 6/4 body. That's really good. That's a really, really good card. All you have to do is summon 4 landmarks. Hey, that's easy. That's what we're doing. That's what we're all about out here. And then rounding out the list, we have Malph. Play, stun an enemy. That's really good aggressively or defensively. He levels up if you summon 10 mana worth of landmarks over the course of the game. When I level up, if you have the attack token, create an unstoppable force. Alright, so this also is probably every round start, right? When he's leveled, when I'm summoned, or round start if you have the attack token, create an unstoppable force. So unstoppable force is stun all enemies for 2 mana slow speed. That's really broken. If this resolves and you're already in a really winning position, you kind of just beat over and then like win the game outright. So really strong 1 card win con here that Malphite gives us. That makes a lot of sense. He's super simple, super straightforward. Like that a lot. Yeah, just really good overall as like a top end win con. 7-11. Let's go. We got the gas station stats. I like that. Good job, Malphite. And that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. Alright, for the example game we have Gwen Quinn. So again, this is my first time playing the deck. Please bear with me. I'll be trying my best. So I'm going to keep Ancient Prep, pitch the rest. Riot Negation's like pretty okay into their Cataclysm, but I think we're going to try to win the game before that's even set up. And hopefully we just draw into the Riot Negation later. But yeah, we definitely want Ancient Prep on 1. That's a super solid card. Oh, and we have Chip and Rockhopper and Shepherd. Alright, so this kind of just works out for us. Countdown 2. So on our next defense turn, we'll also have a 2/2 clock. Let's get a, I guess, Salt Spire, right? So we have something to play on 4. Because we already have, like, turns 2 and 3 figured out. It's pretty easy. I think I want to do Rockhopper The main problem is that's going to vulnerable their 3-1 fearsome. Would it be better to just set up a 3-3? It might be. But I think Rockhopper does a good job at making them not want to play their 2-2. Yeah, let's just do Rockhopper. I think that's fine. We can play Chip later. Chip can come out on turn 5. He's going to be a turn 5 power spike, okay? He's going to absolutely win us the game. Yeah, that's the 3-1. That is the 3-1. We'll leave it, though. I don't want to grab it. We usually don't want to trade into Hallow, especially if we're giving them, like, next attack. We'll just block it with our Fearsome. Not a big deal. Foyer, yeah, that's fine. Let's play our Rockbear Shepherd.
Nobody's pulling Nortail while I'm around.
And with that, we already have Salt Spire, like, raring to go. That's really easy. That is really easy for us, huh? Should we block? They don't have anything for 1 that really does anything here. Like, if they're going to kill Rockbear Shepherd, it's with Hate Spike, right? So they're always going to be able to... Yeah, okay. Let's just block. Alright. Fine by me. That is pretty chill. Do we play Salt Spire now? I think we should. Let's open attack and then play it, or play it and not attack at all. That's kind of my only 2 options. Yeah, I'm down to play it. This is gonna be a pretty strong turn 5, actually. Yeah, let's swing 2-2 into 3-1. I like that. Then we still have the 3-1 for this Phantom Butler as a blocker. We're also going to have 1 action, summon 2 Rock Bears, right? Because the way Shepherd works, he counts down something by 1. That's going to summon that thing. It's going to summon that. Yeah, it's going to summon both. So this is really good. Double Malphite. That's actually pretty fine, too. Gwen?
Where do I start?
Alright, yeah, let's chip. Chip it up. Counts down that. Counts down that. So we have 2 dudes. We have 2 Rock Bears. I like that a lot. That's really good for pressure. Gwen, I can just chump block as well. We're going to try to keep Chip alive, though. I think that's usually the mini game when you are playing as the Chip deck. You want to make sure he stays nice and healthy because he doesn't deserve any violence at all. Yeah, so we block here for sure. And we can block here. Forces them to be on form up. And we can also block Chip to here. I don't think... Oh, you're so cute. I don't think Chip's gonna die. I think we're okay. We could block with a 5-5, but I really don't want to. I'll admit I care more about my 5-5 than my Chip. So, hopefully he doesn't die, right? I'm assuming they form up, though, and kill my Grumpy Rock Bear. Or something like that. Or Hate Spike. Yeah, I can't really do much about that. Sure. Goodbye, Rock Bear. Served your purpose, though. Let's heal face, draw a card. It's Taliyah. I don't have any landmarks for you to copy right now, Taliyah. That is rather unfortunate. However, I'll top deck the one cost. Yes! The Ancient Prep. I was trying to figure out the name. Oh my god, I actually called it. Okay, Ancient Prep into Rite of Negation, probably. Just to have that as a defense tool. Alright, here we go. Taliyah, copy that. Alright, everything is going well. And then we have double Malphite in hand too. I want to pressure the Gwen as much as I can. Can we get that accomplished? Taliyah attack and 5-5 attack. That threatens the Gwen quite well. Anything else? Not so much. I like that we have on play stun an enemy too. So Malphite on defense 7 is actually going to be optimal, right? Because we can just stun Gwen if they play Quinn or something. Another Hate Spike, sure. That's just kind of rude. I don't really think that does a whole lot. Also, you're wasting a Foyer proc because of these husks. So that's cool. And just like that, I have a couple chump blockers because this Shepherd is just turboing out of his mind. What a good card. Hey, this feels kind of nice, actually. This feels kind of nice. Cataclysm? Hey, I might be using Riot Negation on that right quick, I'm not gonna lie. That already seems kind of cringe, like I don't want that to happen. Although, I could be okay with it and then just Malphite the Gwen so she doesn't even attack me this turn. I think I need to win through Malphite, right? So I actually don't have a choice. I think I'll just let the Taliyah die. Gwen kills, Gwen levels. That's not a big deal, though.
I will not squander the great gift I've been given.
Because I don't think I'm in a position to die from 18, even if they're on another Cataclysm. So let's just stun that Taliyah. I mean, not Taliyah, Gwen. Bomb. Aww, Malph and Chip talk to each other. That's so cute. Yeah, and then we just AoE stun round start. We also have Ground Slam. And we're at negation to protect next turn. So as long as we don't die this turn, I'm pretty sure we just hard win. Like, it's not even close. Ghastly Band. Going up to... Oh! Going up to 7. That's a big band. Like the Skullgirls character. Glimpse of Beyond. Draw some cards. Looking for some answers. That makes sense to me. Prodigy. Regen. Sure, I can just kill Prodigy though. Not with Chip. Not with Chip. 2-2-2-1. Here we go. Chip over here.
I know the mountain.
Luck always wins.
I mean, there's nothing really wrong with blocking a Malphite, right? Like, I'm so sick of getting these hate spikes. So let's just do this. I'm gonna play around hate spike. Number 3. Oh, what is that? Oh, wow. Second Gwen. That doesn't kill my Malphite though, so that's pretty chill. Like, that doesn't even come close to killing my Malphite. He's way too tanky, bro. He built full tank. He's got like the Jack Show. He's got like Sunfire Cape? Yeah, he's good to go. Let's just stun. Bonk. We'll stun the Gwen. We have our negation. We have another stun. We are just kind of good to send it. Cataclysm? No, thank you. Destroy a mana gem. Don't need it anyways. Mana gems are cringe. Who needs those? Besides, if she came up on the stack, I would just stun her again.
Good morning.
Hey, that's an exact 20 lethal. I like that. That's kind of fun. And the final deck I have for you guys is one that I've been calling for weeks now, and that is Tentacles. With a win rate of 54.74% and a play rate of 1.52%, it is the highest percent win rate of the ones I'm covering today. Its best matchups are against Echo, Puffcaps, Thralls, and Seraphine Jack. The bad matchups are Jaxorn, Barrier Boys, Varys Samira, and Narnora. So getting into this list, I have a bit more history with this one than the Taliyah Malphite deck, of course. I've been playing Illaoi Jarvan since Illaoi came out. It's always been my favorite variation of Illaoi. I do like the Tentacles. I think Cataclysm helps the deck a lot, and I'm glad that is picking up a lot of traction here in this past week. So we have Watchful Idol. Round start, deal 2 to me, spawn 1. Whenever we spawn, it summons a tentacle. If we already have a tentacle, it gives it a +1/+1 buff instead. So yeah, really nice. We're going to ramp the tentacle up and use it for all kinds of nefarious things. Answered Prayer, spawn 2, or spend 5 mana to spawn 4. So give a tentacle 2/2 or 4/4 or spawn 1. Really nice, really good card just to bump in the early or mid game, depending on how we want to use it with our mana. Eye of God, pretty recent card. 2 mana, no stats, however, on attack spawn 2. Really good. You want to give this to the tentacle itself, or maybe to the 3/3 that gives it overwhelm. That's really nice. You usually don't want to give this to Illaoi, because last time I checked, Illaoi attack call that like goes before the weapon, so it doesn't buff properly. So yeah, I usually want to give Eye of God to the tentacle itself, is usually the best option. Form Up, really good at protecting the tentacle and also making it strike for more. This helps level Illaoi, this helps push more damage. This helps if you have overwhelm, just helps in general. Aggressive or defensive, super good card. Heavy Metal, 2 mana, slow speed spell, destroy a unit's equipment and deal 2 to it. So if they're not equipped, you still get the deal 2. That's really nice. Just get rid of some equipment in case you're fighting, you know, cultists or Jaxorn or anything like that, and also deal 2. Really, really good. Petrocite, Broadwing, 2 mana 0/3 formidable. When you summon another ally, grant me challenger. Strong at contesting the board early, pretty good Eye of God target, pretty good at just doing anything you want in the early game. Really nice pressure tool. Single combat, an ally and enemy strike each other. Really good at controlling the board because we are going to be playing big statted units, so using that to get rid of some like really annoying things the opponent is trying to develop is super good. Cataclysm. This is both a pressure tool and also a win con. So Cataclysm can be a like 3 mana slow speed spell that does upwards of like 16 damage to the opponent. It's really funny. So after you attack with Overwhelm, either your Tentacle or your Illaoi, you can just do Cataclysm to attack again for like literally infinite lethal. It's kind of cheesy, it's kind of crazy. So yeah, Cataclysm hard run as our win con. Tentacle Smash. Spawn 2, then your strongest tentacle and an enemy strike each other. This is really, really strong if you already have a built-up tentacle, like let's say it's a 5/5 or 6/6, then you're going to spawn 2 and it's going to strike for a lot, meaning it can trade into like most things that the opponent is going to be developing. So really good, just a big swing card. The Sea's Voice, one of our really, really strong tentacle buffers. 3 mana 3/3, attack, spawn 1, and give your strongest tentacle Overwhelm this round. So yes, we're just granting our big studded tentacle that we're developing all game Overwhelm. There it is, nice. And then of course you can use Cataclysm as follow-up, like I mentioned. That's just really strong. Can use it for like really, really big mid-game pushes, and it's super good at just, you know, curving out Sea's Voice into Illaoi and putting up the pressure. Speaking of which, we have Illaoi. Attack, spawn 1, then I gain power equal to the strongest tentacle's power. So if the tentacle's at 6, she gains 6, and also has Overwhelm innately. So if you have Sea's Voice, and you have a tentacle, and you have Illaoi, I mean, you're just pushing upwards of like 15 damage, and a lot of it is Overwhelm damage. So it's really hard for the opponent to deal with. If they're also playing like a mid-range strategy, and they're just getting like out-bulked and beat down, then Illaoi comes out on top, which makes a lot of sense for her League of Legends thematic. So yeah, it transfers over quite nice. She levels up if she has seen herself or allied tentacles deal 15 damage, and then she just like heals herself and the tentacle and swings for more. It doesn't really do that much more of a crazy effect. It's just like a heal and is just winning the game with even more stats. So yeah, it's really scary. Extra copies of Illaoi become Tentacle Smash. That's relevant because Tentacle Smash is busted. Really strong card. So yeah, if multiple Illaois are in your hand, that will come up. Next we have Buru Lookout, 5 mana 4/3. When I'm summoned, spawn 3. That's a really big spawn for a 5-drop. Also, it continues to curve, so you can just play Sea's Voice on 3 into Illaoi on 4, Buru Lookout on 5, and you're just kind of like rolling. You just start this tentacle snowball, and it just keeps rolling until it like crashes into the opponent and kills their Nexus for 25 damage or more. So yeah, this is just like helping with that. Pushes some damage, is a good blocker, is a good body in general. Eye of Nagakaboros, 5 mana focus speed spell, spawn 2 and draw 2. So quick 2/2 buff to tentacle and also draw 2. Really good at refilling resources. Jarvan. Jarvan's really nice because if your units are attacking over the course of the game, he will be leveling because the opponent's units will not kill yours during combat. It's just not going to happen. Also, when he levels up, he gives you a free Cataclysm, and that's our win con, right? This is basically like our super budget atrocity, and we're using that to just push a lot of damage. So Cataclysm every single turn basically means GG, we win. Jarvan can also come out on like open attack 6 and pull something, and then you're getting a bunch of overwhelm damage from your tentacle and Illaoi, so that's really good. If you just keep curving like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you just kind of win the game with very specific hands. So yeah, that's what Jarvan's in here for. A little bit of top end and a little bit of a Cataclysm generator. And rounding out the list, we have real top end, Nagaka Boros, 8 mana 5/8 fearsome. When I'm summoned around start, spawn 2. Then if your strongest tentacle has 12 power, create Nagaka Boros Tantrum. What that means is win the game. That's what this card should say. Nagaka Boros starts a free attack with 4 tentacles. The tentacles all have the same stats as your biggest tentacle. Your biggest tentacle has to be 12, so you're at least swinging with 4 12/12s and like Nagaka Boros itself. So yeah, I mean, it's just kind of insane. You get this really big wide tentacle board. It looks cool. It's really fun to pull off. You can just slam it right on 8 if the game is going a bit long and your tentacle is big enough, and then boom, you just have Tantrum and win the game. And that's it for this rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. And for the following game, we have Echo. Alright, we're gonna want to keep 1 Illaoi for sure. Smash, yeah. Combat, nah. Second Illaoi, nah. Let's keep these. What's really cool is if like we don't have a smash target, we can just like play this, hit OK, and then spawn 2. That's something a lot of players don't know. You can just use this as a spawn 2. You don't have to strike an enemy if there's like no enemy there, or if you just don't want to. Ancient Prep. Alright, let's do Answered Prayer then, spawn 2. Or we could do 5 minutes. Okay, let's do it next turn. Let's spawn 4 instead. Because I don't really have anything else to do on my turn 3 anyways, as it stands. Or I'll just spend more mana. Go ahead and get our 4/4 tentacle out here, and then play Illaoi on attack 4. And this is going to be a pretty good curve. Drop border. Yeah. Nice predicts.
In this timeline, we're sure to save Icathia.
Play out the Illaoi.
Life is too short for fear.
It's going to be big. So yeah, this is what I was talking about with like the mid-range matchups. We're just going to outbulk the opponent, right? Our stats are about to be massive. 5/5 tentacle, like a 5/6, 7/6 Illaoi with overwhelm. Sorry, I do some math real quick. Ambassador. That's pretty lucky that you hit Shurima. Maybe it's primarily Shurima and only a little bit of P and Z, but I don't know. Alright, 5/5, 7/6 overwhelm. Really big stats for turn 4. That's a massive swing.
Nuh-uh.
Jump block tentacle. Yep.
These are my streets.
Bonk. Bonk.
Work.
Our Illaoi will level if we commit single combat or tentacle smash, which is nice. I love to see that. We're also on multiple Jarvans, which is cool.
Never had luck. Never
What's this? Echo. Alright. Let's do tentacle smash first. And see what happens. Scrying. We can match scrying with form up. That's not a super big deal, right? Or are we still killing? No, we're still killing Echo. That's fine. They would have to do more. If we did form up, it wouldn't even live. So this is just kind of chill. Oh, actually, it would live. Yo. Hold up. So much math going on. Yeah, let's form up. Because it's going to spawn 2 and then strike. So our tentacle is going to go up to 8 HP. So this is correct. Alright, we're good. Then we have open attack lethal on 6.
moves within me.
Ah, boom. Yeah, they can get their time trick in, but I think it's a little too late. Because our open attack is so broken. Illaoi will heal the tentacle and herself back to full. So like top deck Mystic Shot or anything like that just won't be a good out. And we're just going to push a lot of damage. And we'll also get Jarvan level.
Raise those banners.
Yep. I do not care about taking 3. Do not care. I'm just going to open. Here we go. As soon as the attack call happens, we'll get the heal off. Get the Jarvan out here. That is epic. Boom, big heal. 9/9 tentacle. 12/14 overwhelm Illaoi. That is a very balanced number for attack turn 6 for sure. Quicksand, yeah, turn off overwhelm, turn off barrier. That's cute. I like it.
We fight till we're ragged, then we fight again.
I think we're a little too far gone though. Even considering that defensive play was very good. I just think might be a little strong.
Future is whatever I make.
Leveled Echo.
New tricks, new day, new song.
I can still block him though. And we have Cataclysms like out the wazoo. Siphoning Strike. Hey, yo, chill out with all that. Yo, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do all that, buckaroo. Doesn't really matter which one we target with single combat. Oh. Pass. Don't think we have to do anything, we just open. Secret Keeper, yeah. Sounds great. Let me Cataclysm that real quick. For free with my Jarvan's Cataclysm. And then we'll get the Illaoi heal again. She's gonna get really big. She goes up to a 14/13 overwhelm. Bonk. And then we just have open attack lethal. Nice.
To the flag!
How big she getting this time?
Forward!
Let's see. 1616 and... Oh, wow, 1923. That's pretty chill. And that's it for the deck rundowns. Overall, the meta is looking pretty crazy the past couple weeks. New decks are coming up, some decks are going down, and players are scattering to find their main preferences going into ranked. It's really cool how rotations slow down the game, so there's just a ton of mid-range strategies popping up each and every week. I hope you can find some decks to dabble in or climb with. This has been Meta Report. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters.